Okay, so this is a video for people on Mother's Day who are suffering from mental illness and narcissistic abuse and being alone on Mother's Day. There's a few issues. As a trans woman, it's a weird day for me because people still enforce the role of father on me. And I gave up being people's father a long time ago. I washed my hands of that. Like, I really did. I think one of the things about Lord of the Rings why I hate it so much is, even though the narrative is there was a big battle and a big fight and mummy and daddy fought, and then, daddy's new boyfriend cut mummy's ring off of daddy's finger and then threw it into the volcano, and there was a big divorce. And in reality, it was just a solemn me just walking just alone on my own to a fire that was a long time dead, and just throwing my wedding ring in there because I'd had enough of the abuse. And I didn't realise what I was going through abuse-wise, which is the second part of the video, is dealing with narcissistic women in my life and men. Dealing with narcissistic men in my life was always a lot easier, obviously, because for a long time I was quite a pillar of the community. Men looked up to me, women wanted to be with me. It was one of those kinds of, even though I never really took advantage of any of that kind of power, I never really believed I had any of it anyway. I mean, women would flirt with me, sure, and actually when I transitioned I realised that women stopped flirting with me, is why I noticed women used to flirt with me a lot in comparison to now when I transitioned and women stopped flirting with you. Narcissistic women in my life, my wife, my mother, my grandmother, my sisters, cousins, all of them. It's a narrative, obviously, because when you go through the process, and they're still stuck in their old magic ways, you see, because they still think if they create a little turkey circle and a wicker man burn you alive, you'll be kowtowed into groupthink, and that's how they'll get you into the family, basically. And if you somehow get disjointed or disconnected from the hive mind, they repatriate you, and whether you'd want it or not. And if you manage to escape this kind of matrix of narcissistic abuse, then it's a smear campaign, because the whole point of groupthink is that they create the narrative, they enforce the narrative, and that narrative is how they control you. And if you're trying to break free of the narrative, so for example, in their narcissist story, you're going to be the big bad wolf. In your story, you're going to be Cinderella. But in their story, you're going to be the mad axeman. You're going to be the big bad wolf. You're going to be the evil king. You're going to be the evil that you're the bad guy, because they need an enemy. They need Nazis to fight. So you're now the Nazi, whether you are or not. And so it feeds into your own victim complex, if you have one, because if you are sitting there thinking you're Cinderella and they're treating you like Nazis, it feeds that. If you are sitting there thinking, no, I don't want to be Cinderella, I don't want to be fucking a Nazi, I don't want to be in anybody's narrative, I want to write my own story, and I want it to be completely new. I want it to be mine, and I want it to be something that I enjoy, not something that is forced upon me or that I have to beg to be a part of. Something that is mine and that I live my life, basically. That's it. And on Mother's Day, after the third thing I wanted to talk about is, on Mother's Day today, I'd just been through, in prison, and I'm watching Lisa Romero's video about validation, and it's true. She sat, I'd been arrested on paperwork, and I'd been put in prison on a fumble of paperwork, and that is considering all of my lifetime of crimes. And the judge gave me 7 days, and he did it so unwillingly, but he did it with such abrasive, I'm writing this now, you're making me do it, even though it was just a clerical error on their behalf. And that's what a narcissist will do, because they will look for absolutely everything. If they can't get you, they will fabricate stuff. They will lose paperwork in court just to drag your court case out, because they know it's been quashed, silent. Your case has been dismissed. And then they keep you in the funnels for months on paperwork until eventually they managed to get you, and they got me into prison on a technicality. And I came back out of that. I traipsed across the country. And you say, whatever. Her first words were to me, "You deserved it." I said, well, fine then. You deserved every fucking punch I punched you in the face then, you cunt. What they do to you in prison, mentally, physically, you deserved it. That was it. That was all I needed to know, that she was a true and utter narcissist, because she had no empathy. I'd walked genuinely halfway across the country to get back home, and she was sat in the back room, drunk, talking to her fucking toxic family about how she wasn't going to open the door to me. My own mother then suggested that we go out for Mother's Day. And I said, no, fuck you, you stupid cunt. Fuck Mother's Day. When she fell over and she almost broke her hip, I was there. I was like, don't worry, look, things are going to be okay. She was tearing her hair out, drinking until her boss said it's okay. Then she's back on top. She's a nasty fucking cunt. And she doesn't deserve a Mother's Day. It's as simple as that. I hate it. I hate that she turned this baby into this monster. I don't remember being this baby, but that was before any head wounds, before any head traumas, before anything. Any of the abuse that I've faced in my life has been dealt on me. And then the smear campaign is that I'm a genetically born fucking retard. And that's my mum and what she did to me. She spent years trying to fix my head, get inside my head, put me in mental wards for my own good, because I deserved it, because I brought the consequences on myself, but she was always the one standing there over me like this. Oh, I'm going to call the police on you, I just need an excuse. She's a nasty cunt. And someone like that doesn't deserve to be celebrated as a mother, because she's never used her fucking power to protect me. And those rare cases of narcissism where she's actually done a good deed, she will bring that up again and again and again and again and again. But overall, an overall person, she's a nasty piece of shit. All of the fucking mental fucking health that I've faced over the years, bullying, smear campaigns, family, friends, women that I love, friends that I counted on, all of them turning their backs on me, I realised that part of it was to do with the divorce, part of it was to do with, that's how a group of friends breaks up when couples break up. But the deeper picture was that behind it all was this narcissistic coven of women who had just decided that my time was up. And that's when they revealed themselves and was like, it's all been a master plan from us. And, you know, like the witches of Eastwick, like turning the devil's magic against him. But I never proclaimed to be magic, and I never proclaimed to be anything other than just someone that wanted to be a part of, like, something. Not anything in particular, just something. And rejection. So, no, Mother's Day is a no-no. Not for narcissistic mothers, I don't care. You may have gone through the process of biologically shitting out something, but that doesn't make you a mother. Being a mother means so much more. Like, and being a trans woman, that's a conundrum for me as well, because biologically I'm not a woman. And that's it, really. So, happy Mother's Day to survivors.